All right, everyone, get ready for this one.
Yeah.
Because we're diving into some intense stuff that you sent us.
Mm-hmm.
Footage and news articles about Pedro Sanchez's visit to Paiporta.
Oh, yeah.
And let me tell you,
Ugh,
pretty disturbing stuff.
really?
We're talking about the Prime Minister of Spain.
Yeah.
And he wasn't alone.
Oh.
King Felipe, Queen Letizia,
Wow.
even Carlos Mazon, the president of the Agenaquatat,
Jeez.
were all there with him.
It sounds like a big group.
It was. And
Yeah.
seems like they were there to see the aftermath of that awful DNA.
Right, the severe weather.
The severe weather event.
That tore through there.
Yeah, that just tore through the region.
Mm-hmm.
But what was supposed to be a somber visit
Yeah.
took a turn.
Yeah.
And not a good one.
Oh, no.
Scary turn.
So what happened?
Well, that's what we're here to figure out.
Okay.
What's striking is the sheer aggression
Yeah.
aimed at the Prime Minister.
It's Sánchez.
At Sanchez, exactly.
Right.
The big question here is,
Yeah.
did this tense situation cross the line into an actual attack?
Oh, wow.
An actual physical attack?
That's what we need to find out.
Yeah, that's what we're here to unpack.
Okay.
The images, the videos, the news reports you sent
Mm-hmm.
all point to chaos.
Really?
You're talking flying objects,
Oh, my
a
God.
frantic evacuation,
Wow.
conflicting stories.
Really?
It feels like we're analyzing a political thriller.
I was going to say it sounds like a movie.
Right.
Not real life.
Not a real-life event.
Wow.
Okay,
Yes, but-
so let's start
Yeah.
with the group's arrival in Paiporta.
Okay.
The images are pretty clear.
Mm-hmm.
Protesting citizens were already there waiting.
Oh, really?
You can practically feel the tension
Oh, yeah.
radiating from those photos.
Just radiating.
Yeah, it's palpable.
So then what happened?
And then, bam! The first object is thrown towards Sanchez.
Oh, no.
You can see the security detail react instantly.
Of course.
But it's
Yeah.
hard to say for sure if it actually hit him.
Oh.
It's hard to tell from the footage.
So we don't know if it actually made contact.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
The sources you sent are a bit murky on that crucial detail.
Interesting.
Some reports claim a direct hit.
Uh-huh.
Others are more vague.
I see.
It's like piecing together a puzzle with some pieces missing.
A very important puzzle.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
either way, the reaction was swift.
Okay.
Security surrounds Sanchez,
Yeah.
practically shoves him toward his car.
Bad.
You'd think that would be the end of it,
Right. Get him out of there.
but it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Not even close.
Oh, wow.
As Sanchez is being rushed towards safety,
Uh-huh.
another object gets thrown.
Oh, jeez.
And it's not just any random object.
Right.
Some images show people
Yeah.
sticks and stones.
Oh, my God.
That elevates the threat
Yeah.
to a whole other level.
Wow.
It's unsettling to see a
Wow.
democratically elected leader
Right.
facing that kind of raw anger. And then there's the scene around his car,
Okay.
people surrounding it,
Yeah.
shouting,
Jeez.
pure chaos.
Wow. And we can't ignore the images of the car.
Right.
The car itself. The rear window.
Completely shattered.
Oh, wow.
Clearly, things escalated very quickly.
Yeah, they did.
So let's talk motives.
Okay.
What's driving this level of aggression?
That's the question.
Is it purely political?
Right.
Or is there something else going on here?
I mean, it's entirely possible that some people
Yeah.
were motivated by opposition to Sanchez and his political agenda.
Yeah, I could see that.
But we also can't forget the context.
Right.
The DNA aftermath.
Of course.
People are hurting.
Yeah, their lives have been upended.
There's likely a lot of frustration,
Mm-hmm.
maybe even anger,
Yeah.
directed at the government's response.
Right, at the government's response to the disaster.
To the disaster, exactly.
So we could be looking at a mix here
Right.
of political discontent
Yep.
and raw emotion stemming from the DNA's impact.
It's a potent cocktail.
It really is.
So how much of each ingredient
Right.
went into that mix?
That's what we need to figure out.
Yeah.
And that brings us
Yeah.
to a bigger question, doesn't it?
What's that?
Does this incident
Mm-hmm.
point to a broader trend in Spanish politics?
Oh, interesting.
Are we seeing
Yeah.
a rise
Mhm.
in political polarization and violence?
That's a good question.
It is a question worth considering.
Definitely. It's a question worth considering. This incident in Paiporta
Right.
is unfortunately not an isolated one.
You're right about that.
We've seen other instances
Yeah.
of aggression towards politicians
Yeah. Recently.
recently,
Yeah.
not just in Spain, but globally.
It's true. It makes you wonder
Yeah,
if we're witnessing a shift here.
right. A deepening of societal divisions.
Yeah. Fueled by political rhetoric.
Yeah. And these echo chambers of social media.
It's a sobering thought, for sure.
It is.
whether it's purely political or fueled by the DNA fallout.
Yeah.
This event in Paiporta has revealed some deep cracks
Yeah.
in Spanish society.
Cracks that maybe we weren't fully aware of before.
Yeah, and the way this incident is portrayed,
Right.
discussed in the media, amongst people,
Yeah.
that's going to have a ripple effect.
It really is.
It could shape the political landscape moving forward.
Yeah, for better or worse.
Speaking of the media,
Okay.
the coverage of this event has been all over the place.
Yeah.
Everyone seems to have a different take
Right.
on what happened.
Absolutely. Some outlets are laser focused
Yeah.
on the possible political motives,
Mm-hmm.
painting it as a calculated attack.
Right.
Others are highlighting the very real anger and
Yeah.
frustration
Of the citizens?
of the citizens affected by the DNA.
Right. Emphasizing the emotional fallout.
Exactly. It's fascinating how the same event
Yeah.
can be spun in such wildly different ways, depending on who's telling the story.
And that's where critical thinking comes in.
Yeah.
Right? We can't just passively absorb whatever narrative is being fed to us.
Right. We have to look at the evidence,
Right.
consider the various perspectives,
Yeah.
and then form our own conclusions.
Couldn't agree more. It's more crucial now than ever
Yeah,
to be discerning consumers of information,
absolutely.
especially in this age of social media and echo chambers.
Yeah, it's easy to get trapped
Right.
in a bubble of one viewpoint.
So where do we go from here?
Okay.
What's the next chapter in this saga?
Well, I think it's safe to assume there will be a thorough investigation
Yeah.
into the incident.
I would imagine so.
They'll be working to identify the individuals involved, figure out their motives,
Right.
and assess the security measures that were in place.
There are a lot of questions that need answers.
Definitely.
And what about the political ramifications?
Okay.
Could this incident have a lasting impact on Sanchez's government? Or even the broader political climate in Spain?
That's the big unknown. It's certainly possible that this leads to increased security for politicians.
Right, which could further isolate them from the public they're supposed to serve.
Exactly, and that could breed even more resentment,
Right.
more disconnect.
It's a dangerous cycle to get caught in.
It really is. It also wouldn't be surprising to see this event become a talking point
Right.
in upcoming elections.
Of course, different parties will likely use it to their advantage,
Of course.
spinning the narrative to fit their agendas.
It's almost as if this event has become a Rorschach test
Yeah.
for Spanish politics.
I was just thinking that.
Everyone sees what they want to see in it.
That's a brilliant analogy.
And that's precisely why it's so important to have
Yep.
these nuanced conversations,
Right.
to examine the different perspectives,
Right.
and to avoid falling into the trap of
Well,
simplistic explanations.
This deep dive has been truly eye-opening.
It has.
We started with some shocking footage and ended up unpacking the complexities of Spanish politics.
We did.
The potential for violence
Right.
in a polarized society,
That's a lot to think about.
and the crucial role of media
Yeah.
in shaping public perception.
Underscores just how important
Yeah.
critical thinking
Right.
and informed dialogue are
Yeah.
in navigating these turbulent times.
We can't just bury our heads in the sand
No, we can't.
and pretend these issues don't exist.
We have to engage with them,
Right.
grapple with them, and work towards solutions.
It's a reminder that we all have a responsibility
Absolutely.
to participate in civil discourse,
Right.
to seek out diverse viewpoints,
Mhm.
and to challenge our own biases.
Yeah,
It's not always easy,
it's not.
but it's absolutely necessary
It is.
if we want to build a better future.
Well said, and maybe most importantly,
Yeah.
to remember that behind the political labels and ideologies,
Right.
we're all part of the same human family,
All right.
facing similar challenges.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Okay.
I want to leave you, the listener,
Mhm.
with one final thought.
Okay.
We've explored the events in Paiporta,
Right.
the possible motivations behind them,
Mm-hmm.
the political context,
Yeah,
and the broader implications.
of course. But what we haven't touched on
Right.
is the potential for healing,
Yeah. For bridge building.
for finding common ground.
Right. Amidst the divisions.
That's a powerful point, and perhaps that's the most important takeaway.
Maybe so.
From all of this, the events in Paiporta may have exposed some deep societal fractures,
Right.
but they also represent an opportunity
An opportunity for what?
to reflect, to
Mhm.
engage,
Yeah.
and to work towards
Right.
a more united and resilient future.
It's a challenge, no doubt.
It is.
But it's a challenge worth taking on.
I agree.
So as you continue to process this information,
Right.
as you engage in conversations about these events, remember that hope and the possibility of positive change always remain.
They do. And even in the face of adversity, even when things feel bleak, the power to shape a better future lies within each and every one of us.
Well said. That wraps up our deep dive into the events in Piporta.
Okay.
We hope this has been an informative, thought-provoking, and hopefully even a bit inspiring conversation for you.
It has been for me.
Until next time.
All right.
Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep striving for a better tomorrow. Really makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We often hear about these kinds of incidents in other countries, but seeing it unfold in Spain with a leader like Sánchez, it's closer to home for sure.
It should make us reflect on things.
It should.
Because this isn't just a Spanish problem.
No, it's not.
We've seen similar trends of polarization and unrest.
Yeah, popping up all over the world.
It's a stark reminder.
That the challenges democracies face.
Right.
Maintaining civil discourse, finding common ground, and safeguarding against violence are universal.
They are. And the consequences of failing to address those challenges, well, we've just seen how real they can be.
How tangible they can be.
Exactly.
The Piporta incident should be a wake-up call.
It sure.
For all of us.
Yeah.
Urging us to take a good, hard look at the state of our own political systems.
Right here and abroad.
And even more importantly, to examine the role we each play. In shaping a more civil and constructive public sphere.
We can't just be passive observers.
No, we have to be active participants.
Exactly, in creating the future we want to see.
Absolutely, and that can take so many forms.
So many forms.
Engaging in respectful dialogue, even with those we disagree with.
Right.
Calling out misinformation when we see it.
Yeah, making the effort to listen to perspectives that challenge our own assumptions.
It's not always easy. It's not.
Yeah.
But every action, no matter how small, can contribute to a shift.
In the right direction.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive,
I
want to leave you with a question to ponder.
Right.
We've examined the Piporta events, analyzed the possible motives, explored the political backdrop,
of course,
and even considered the global implications.
Right, but what we haven't really discussed is the potential for healing, for building bridges,
for finding common ground
amidst the very real and very deep divisions that exist.
Is that even possible in a world as polarized as ours?
That's the question, isn't it?
It is a big one.
And maybe that's the most important takeaway from all this.
I think you might be right.
The events in Piporta have undoubtedly exposed some serious societal fractures.
Yeah, but they also present an opportunity.
They do.
An opportunity for reflection, for engagement.
Yes, for a conscious effort to work toward a more united and resilient future.
It's a daunting challenge, there's no doubt about that. But it's a challenge worth embracing.
I agree.
So as you continue to process all of this, as you talk about it with others, remember that hope and the possibility of positive change are always there.
They are.
They might be flickering.
Yeah.
But they haven't been extinguished.
And that even in the face of adversity, even when things feel bleak,
the
power to shape a better future resides within each and every one of us.
Well said. That wraps up our deep dive into the events in Piporta.
Okay.
We hope this has been an informative, thought-provoking, and hopefully even a bit inspiring conversation for you.
Absolutely.
Until next time.
All right.
Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep striving for a better tomorrow.